Charities will receive more help to beef up their capabilities against money laundering and terrorism financing. The Institute of Singapore Chartered Accountants is offering them subsidized screening services to do so. Now, many charities had asked for more guidance and support in screening donations. A panel of professionals will help check donors against watch lists. They will also review the results with the charities and alert them if anything looks suspicious. Now, charities can also hire consultancy services to improve their safeguards against financial crimes.
Sometimes when we get donations that are of unknown origins, we are at a loss of how to handle that and how to check with the relevant database. Other than that, Home Nursing Foundation usually canvass locally, and we don't have overseas beneficiaries, so the risk is very low for us.
The screening service is among new measures announced by Culture, Community and Youth Minister Edwin Tong at a charity governance conference. Charities can also use a new playbook to integrate sustainable practices in their operations. A free mediation service will be set up next year to help smaller charities resolve conflicts such as those between volunteers and staff. The proactive move ensures that disputes are settled amicably. The new measures are to help charities perform efficiently and maintain trust with donors and the public.
We really cannot allow any erosion of public trust in charities. We can't let this take root, let alone settle in Singapore. We must therefore prioritize good governance through the practice of not just ethical, but empathetic leadership and the maintenance of high standards of transparency, openness and accountability.
Now, for more analysis on this, I'm now joined by Associate Professor Razwana Begum, Head of the Public Safety and Security Program at the Singapore University of Social Sciences. Professor Razwana, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So, Prof, talk to us about the significance and the timing of this announcement.
This is a very timely intervention and one of the measures that we are trying to put forward. As we know that Singapore is a global financial hub, and we are in a position where there is a lot of different types of threats. Because of the vulnerability, the high vulnerability that we are facing, we do want to curb and ensure that we can protect not just the national financial institutions, but also our charity hub, especially when it comes to anti-money laundering and financing of terrorism, money and all that. So this is one way for us to strengthen what we can do within the charity sector.
But we also understand that there's no indication yet that charities in Singapore had been involved in such activities of money laundering and terrorism financing. So why is this considered critical at this point?
It is critical because if you look at it globally, there are many other charity organizations that has been affected by this. A lot of the times people donate out of their willingness to help, and a lot of these charity organizations may not have the capability to be able to detect to know who are these donors, to know who exactly is financing their activities. By having these measures, we are able to better protect not just the donors or the beneficiaries, but also the charity itself, especially small charities.
There is an existing code of governance for charities. There are checklists for anti-money laundering. So how does this new measure differ from or build on the existing codes?
We are not really looking at adding on, more rules and regulation. What we are trying to do is to make these rules and regulation easy for charities by providing assistance, by giving them this opportunity to learn from accountants, who's able to detect and to able to guide them by getting their employees to go for programs, courses, so that they are aware of what's happening. And I think one of the great things that would come out of this is also the digital transformation, because that's really critical. We are not able to detect everything that's happening, but with AI and with the use of technology, it makes it easier, especially for small charities that may have limited resources and manpower to be able to do such, scrutinies.
And essentially, this is to beef up public trust in the charity sector.
Exactly.
As we meet this very evolving tech sector as well. How far would the new guidelines go, though, in helping the smaller charities that perhaps are lacking the resources in trying to do their own diligence?
I would think that with the panel coming in and advising them, and also offering this opportunity for them to come in and check in, to come in, for consultation, to be able to take up courses that's being offered, all of those things will come together, and they would be able to kind of build, their capability internally. And I think, there is also greater opportunity for collaboration between technology companies, between financial institutions and small charities, so that they can learn from each other and support one another.
For these smaller charities that do not have such resources and support, how do they even get started managing these risks? I mean, who should they even reach out for in the first place? Okay, so we have the Commissioner of Charity that has got all these courses. Singapore Institute of Directors have got courses on this. I think what we need to do is to raise awareness, to be able to, position the threats that's been facing Singapore. It's a national security issue, and charities should also be aware that this could be, they could be contributing to this threat if they are not on board. So it's really about raising awareness. Board members who are part of this charity organizations could also be, the ones that's giving advice. We could form advisory committees. And of course, we can reach out to them and tell them, these are new regulations, you need to comply, but we are here to help you. Come on board, learn from us. We are here not to just check on you, to make things difficult, but it's actually to get you to be empowered so that you can do these checks on your own. Do you foresee more measures beyond what we already have now?
I would think the current measures are good, but what we need to do is to build the capability and capacity within the charity itself, and also to get external stakeholders to come forward and support charity organizations.
Okay, Professor Razwana, thank you very much for speaking with us. That was Associate Professor Razwana Begum, Head of the Public Safety and Security Program at the Singapore University of Social Sciences.